The Middle Ages suck. The church controls everything. But what's happening in Italy? Rich people want to prove they're rich. They give money to realistic artists and scholars. They're starting to question things about people and life. Humanism by Petrarch. But wait, Italy's a trade center, so these ideas are getting traded too, as well as the printing press, which has been increasing literacy. Oh no, the Ottomans are controlling the Silk Roads. Can't go over it, can't go under it, we've got to go. Get lost and end up in America. Also, Magellan's crew circles the globe, proving it's round. Everyone's competing for colonies. God, gold, and glory. Spain's getting rich. The slave trade is amping up to extract American resources. Diseases are killing off natives faster than Spain can. Meanwhile, Spain is violently Catholic, and you should be too, or they torture and kill you. Spanish Inquisition, sponsored by the Roman Catholic Church. This is why Protestants left. Martin Luther criticizes the church. 95 theses of problems, including selling indulgences to free souls, not Bible-supported. Faith and good deeds equaled heaven, according to him, and the Catholic Church decided to excommunicate him. However, he's taken in by Frederick the Wise. And serfs, empowered by Luther, decide to gather against serfdom. However, Luther actively turns them down, causing hundreds of thousands of them to die. The 30 Years' War. Ferdinand II didn't like Protestants, so he sent someone to tell them they couldn't practice in Bohemia. Bohemian Protestants threw said person out of a multi-story building. This set off the Bohemian phase. The Bohemians were losing miserably. Denmark joins to back them up in what is called the Danish phase, and they're still losing. As of the Swedish phase, Swedish Gustavus Adolphus, the father of modern warfare, also joined the front lines and is now funded by France. Oops, Gustavus dies. Now entering the French phase. Sweden begins funding while France joins the front line, and the Protestants are finally winning. Except France is technically Catholic too? Yeah, but the Habsburgs are overpowered, so let's go Protestants. Everyone's tired of this, so they signed the Peace of Westphalia, recognizing Lutheranism, Catholicism, and Calvinism. Religious wars are over. In France, the first estate was royalty, the second estate was nobility and clergy, and the third estate was literally everyone else. In the 1700s, starvation and bad political representation meant a lot of people were upset. In addition, the king kicked out Jacques Necker, a finance minister somewhat supportive of the people, and that made the third estate angry and hungry. People were mad, so they gathered and demanded they were given control of prisons and various weaponry. What are they going to do? Attack? July 14th, 1789. They stormed the Bastille, an old fortress holding prisoners and lots of firepower. The upper estates neglected it so badly, the starving lower class was successful. The English Reformation. Henry VIII wanted to divorce Catherine of Spain. The Pope disagrees. Henry gets angry, excommunicates himself, and decides the king doesn't have to listen to the church. He created the Anglican Church among his 3 kids and 6 wives. He left his 9-year-old son, Edward VI, to take the throne, but he dies pretty quickly. His half-sister Mary takes over, and she is very unpopular and kills a bunch of them, mostly for Protestantism. By the way, she had the Spanish mom. Go figure. Elizabeth I then takes over. She makes England great again, actually managing to restabilize England and the various religious tensions her sister caused. She encouraged education and exploration, managing to stay in power for longer than either her siblings were even alive. Following Elizabeth I's heirless death, absolutist James I takes the throne and declares himself King of Great Britain. His son Charles I, who is also super absolutist, marries a Catholic in the very Protestant country and passes the 1628 Petition of Rights to give Parliament power over the monarch. However, he stops calling Parliament entirely and arresting literally everyone before being executed in the Civil War. William Cromwell takes over during the Civil War and declares England a republic, though he rules more as a dictator. They restore the monarchy through Charles II, however, he's super Catholic. His son James II was also unpopular, again, for being super Catholic, and they replace him with William of Orange and Mary in the Glorious Revolution. in which they established the English Bill of Rights, Religious Toleration Act, and severely limit monarchy's power. The War of Spanish Succession. Incest finally caught up to the Habsburgs family, and the King of Spain was infertile. After Charles II died heirless, two men named Philip of Anjou and Archduke Charles were the possible heirs. During the war over European balance of power, Philip was officially the heir. However, uniting Spain and France would lead to a tilt in power, and people did not want that. Many other countries were involved, such as Hungary, England, Prussia, Scotland, etc. France was not doing great for most of the war, but then Emperor Leopold died, leaving Archduke Charles the next in line for heir to Holy Roman Empire. For the same balance of power reason the war started to begin with, people figured being the Holy Roman Emperor and King was too much. Therefore, they let Philip take the throne, leaving the countries separate. Scientific Revolution. Scientists of the time began pushing for accurate ideas through repeatable experimentation. Before this, everyone trusted religion and early Greek philosophy, which wasn't exactly the most accurate. Partially because the Catholic Church no longer controlled education, these ideas in medicine, physics, and astronomy expanded and exploded, honestly. Copernicus created and called for the use of the heliocentric model, which placed the sun at the center of the solar system. This challenged the church-supported geocentric model with the Earth in the center of the solar system. Kepler figured out how to use math to describe the movements of the planets as elliptical or oval, as well as proving Copernicus's heliocentric model. Newton further moved this idea with his law of universal gravitation, replacing the idea of angels moving celestial objects, as well as proving why things move down. Even more developments were made in other fields as well, such as medicine and physics. These breakthroughs slowed the effects of ongoing witch hunts with little to no proof.